Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today I'm going to be reviewing yet another obscure low budget feature for you folks. It's from the Western genre again, obviously. So yes, of course, I thought I'd do this because it's a blast from the past. It's pretty old, it's low budget, and it's pretty obscure. So the Western film I'll be reviewing today here is the one called Gunsmoke Ranch. So anyway, as always, let's get into a plot, shall we? So here we go. So we get to see this character who is basically relocating this flood victims to this Gunsmoke Ranch. Hence the title of the film, the Three Musketeers. So yeah, this is one of their movies again. By the way, the Three Musketeers are here again, folks. They're up to do a business, I guess. They're trying to do the right thing, obviously, like they typically do in these little features, of course. It's just short, by the way. But anyway, they found this dude, this individual, to be a crook, of course, an attempt to basically warn people about what's going on. They ignore the warnings and pretty much, let's just say that things get pretty chaotic. So kind of like this kind of situation where they're trying to do the right thing and just, yeah, let's just say things that get rather complicated, so to speak, because they just want to help everybody out. The Three Musketeers just want to make sure that things get done in a proper way, obviously. But of course, it's easier said than done, obviously. And I guess you can say, in other words, they're trying to have some conflict here, which is fine. I don't mind that really. Just trying to have some bit of conflict here, and gotta have some drama. You have to have some kind of drama for this to actually be entertaining in some kind of way, obviously. So yeah, this is basically where the Three Musketeers are trying to do a thing here, where they're trying to help out in some kind of way. But this individual isn't particularly a great person. Let's just leave it at that. So yeah, this is pretty much. I would say this is for the fans of the Three Musketeers, who are people who are a fan of these kinds of Western films. Then yeah, this definitely would be something for you, folks. If you haven't seen it um, as of yet, obviously, and I reviewed quite a few of these folks of the Three Musketeers movies, and I just thought I'd just bring them up. I know this was technically part of a TV show. Really, if I'm being more technical about it, this was part of a TV show that had like these episodes that's like roughly over 50 minutes, well, under an hour. So yeah, this was technically part of a series. Really, when you think about it, that was came out a while back. But anyway, hence why these types of movies are tend to be short. Really, at least these specifically, anyway. These direction the this musketeer feature, we have these characters, obviously. They're up to the routine, trying to do what's right, but they're up to this person, up against this person. But this is a really watchable kind of a thing, of course. I mean, yes, of course, there's gonna be quite a bit of shooting and whatnot. The story centers around these three musketeers, as I was saying. They pretty much trying to pretty much stop this dude. They come across this individual, obviously, and this they come across this new town that's being built to help out some individuals, some settlers who have been pretty much, let's just say, yeah, this whole thing, this flood that had occurred. So the trio pretty much suspect that, yeah, something ain't quite right. Something must not be what it seems, obviously. And what do you know? Something isn't quite right. Obviously, they stick around to look through certain things, and this is pretty much going from there. It proceeds from this point forward as you might expect. So there's of course going to be some action and whatnot, and with a bit of humor thrown in here and there throughout the entire mix, of course. Yeah, the people behind this feature basically had to make do with whatever they had because obviously they didn't have that much money, and the outfits that the actors and actresses wore was actually pretty good here, all things considered, I guess. So yes, of course, they just make do with what they had and just trying to keep things professional for this movie. And that's fun. I actually have some effort to make movies like this. But yeah, this is basically the overall idea of what's going on in the grand scheme of things. When it comes to the story, of course, another western where it's just trying to show off these characters. And I can definitely say that I personally didn't mind talking about the Three Musketeers because I've spoken about them before, so I just thought, well, I'm gonna talk about them again. They seem to be nice people, obviously, because they are. They're trying to do the right thing, of course. And yes, it's on my to-do list. Oh yeah. I would say that the way this choreograph is actually pretty good. Some good choreographed scenes throughout the entire thing, I would definitely say. So obviously, like I said a moment ago, there was actually some genuine solid effort being placed into this. The acting from everyone actually does a decent job from this as well, as they try to do their best to portray these types of characters for this story in this short little movie. It's been on my to-do list anyway, so here we are, I suppose. Oh yeah, I know this technically is a notebook, but I'm calling it my to-do list because I have quite a bit to do. It's like a lot of westerns I have here. I mean, I do mean quite a bit of westerns here. So I just my way trying to, I guess, trim the list really because I have way too many to talk about. I'm not expecting. I know I mentioned this in one of my previous videos where I'm not expecting to uh talk about them all at once. Really, I mean, I know it's going to take me a little while because I'm going to say quite a bit. I mean, quite a bit of Western I have to talk about, and this definitely was one of them I want to speak about. So yeah, I know I'm not going to get rid of all my entire to do list when it comes to this specific genre right away, but still though, I just had to take care of this for real quick because it's something I've been meaning to do. So I just thought I have a chance to talk about it. So here we are. Just thought I'll just mention this feature, and it shows these characters whom I spoke about before, obviously. So I just thought it makes sense to do it again, and it just it just seems like the right thing to do. I've been reviewing quite a few Western films as of late, anyway. And yes, I realized that I mentioned this as well. The action sequences are pretty solid as well. Yes, obviously this was way before CGI and whatnot, so this get pretty tricky. There's a pretty good climax at the end of the movie, and that's isn't too bad. The desert scenery was actually quite nice as well. So there's quite a few decent little things that I actually liked from this movie. And yeah, not a bad little feature that was done here. Oh, definitely. Where I mentioned that the Western genre, it's like one of these genres that have been like on and off kind of thing, but I'm trying to make more of an effort to talk about this kind of stuff because it's a nice genre. You can see the appeal as to why a lot of people seem to enjoy these types of movies. And yeah, I just thought I'd just make more of an effort to talk about this kind of stuff to show like different kind of old movies. And that's the thing, I'm gonna be talking about old movies anyway, sooner or later, because that's what I want to do. I like talking about old movies on this channel. I mean, I'm gonna be doing that regardless of genre. Of course, I'm gonna be doing that regardless of whatever genre it was. But obviously, I want to talk about some specific genres, like this for example, because I know those fans of it. I know this is definitely a fans of this kind of stuff because of the fact that it has its own fan base. I mean, I can say that for practically any type of movie, really, when I think about it, but I like these old movies. I like the old charm and whatnot. And I know a lot of people nowadays would much rather speak about the stuff more that's more modern, really, like a Michael Bay movie, which I'm not going to do, really, because honestly, I don't like Michael Bay. I don't like none of his movies, actually, like at all. I think Michael Bay's a terrible director. He sucks. Ugh. He has not really made a good movie. I mean, there's James Cameron, really, of course. I didn't like, but I don't really like James Cameron movies, like at all. What was the last time I reviewed? But yeah, I know I reviewed James Cameron film in a good while either, really. But I don't know, that's just me though. I like this movie. This was definitely a solid Western film, folks. If you haven't seen it, we'll say that it's definitely worth. It's like, I mean, yes, there are better entries when it comes to the Musketeers. The Three Musketeers had better features. I would definitely say that, but this one isn't too shabby, really. I thought this was a solid one as it is, because I did like the pacing, I like the story and whatnot. So I'll give this one an overall rating of a 7.0 out of 10. It's a 7.0 out of 10 for me. So of course, as always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh yeah, later.